Hi there, it's Wade McMaster here. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how in Photoshop to create a grid of images you can pop on Instagram. The idea being that maybe you want to create a bit of impact on your profile. So by doing this, we're actually going to create a series of images that form one large image, and that way when people go to your profile you get this really impressive looking large image and it sort of catches the eye. And it's actually pretty straightforward once you know the few steps to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into Photoshop and we're going to basically create this image very quickly, upload it, and basically recreate this effect. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're in Photoshop now, we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to New. Now, these images are best to be about 1080 by 1080 pixels. So, what we need to do is work out, we've got three columns by however many rows. So you can go 3 rows down, 4 rows down. In this video, I guess we'll aim for, say, 4 rows down, just to sort of see how that appears. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring up my calculator. So I'm going to pop this over here, and for us to double check, we're going to go 1080 times 3. So we're going to go 3240. We'll pop that off here. So we're going to type in 3240 for the width for the 3 columns. But this time we're going to go 1080 times 4. So 4320 for the height. And hit create. So this obviously depends on how many rows of images you want. If you're going to do, say, 3 by 3, you would then make it, the same width by the same height. But what we're going to do is go to View, and we're going to go to New Guide Layout. And you see here I've already got some settings from a previous post, something done from another video. What I want to do is actually go 3 columns. Now it's always going to be 3 columns unless Instagram changes their interface. We want 3 columns because that's how it shows on your profile. Now I've set this up for 4 rows. So we're going to go 4 rows, and we do want to make sure we have a 0 gutter on both of these because we want it to be crisp and clean cuts. Obviously, if you have a smaller image that's going to be sort of 3 by 3, you would then make it 3 rows, but you'd want to make sure the image size is the same, different to accommodate. So you do want to make sure I'll pop some sizes down below in the description for however many rows you need, so that way you can just refer to that and get those numbers there. But basically for this particular tutorial we're going to go 3 columns by 4 rows, so we're going to create 12 images that make up one large image. So I'm going to click OK, and now we have our guidelines. And the next thing we want to do is go here to the slice tool. If you can't see that, you want to look for the crop symbol, perspective symbol, and just sort of hold down. A little flyout will come out and you can click on the slice tool. And once you've clicked on that slice tool, you can click slices from guides. And now we have a slice for each guide. And obviously you can spend a bit more time in the image, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm getting through it in a quicker and more convenient fashion. I'm going to go to File, Place. I'm going to grab this image. And I'm going to just move it around. This is just an image I grabbed from Pexels, which is free. I've actually stretched it a little bit, which is something I don't like to do, but let's just say that this is our image. I would recommend something that's going to be a little bit interesting in each square as well. So be a little bit picky. You can even probably pop a bit of text on this one or in a few of these and make it a little bit more interesting if you want to. Popping text into the blank areas, so that way you still get like a cool effect. But either way, it's just it's a pretty nice little thing to do. The only thing that I don't like about this particular effect is every time you create one post, you offset the image. So you kind of have to keep on posting 3 posts if you want to keep this in your feed. But either way, it's still a cool effect. So we're basically ready to save this. So what we're going to do is go up to File, Export, Save for Web Legacy. Now if I grab the zoom tool, I'll just hold down Alt to zoom out. You'll see our slices are all there. So I want to choose this slice select tool here, and I can either select each individual slice and choose what format I want and the quality. Once again, if you want to learn more about this interface and adjusting the quality and the formats, I have a full video explaining those. It's a bit too much to go through just in this section. But you can see here our image is 71 kilobytes. I'm going to go through with this, hold down Shift. I'm going to select every slice so you can see them coming full strength. I'm going to keep them at 65. The total is 1.4 meg I believe for all the images, but I've made it about 62. So we've got JPEGs. These are all going to be JPEGs. and they're all going to be, if I click on this one, 191 kilobytes, 156, 156, 66. So they're all pretty small. Now, once again, this isn't going to be the most interesting image in the world by itself, but for the effect and the sake of the video, it should do the job. Now, I'm going to click Save here. I'm going to create, I'm going to go back and create Instagram profile effect. And then I'll just call it puzzle for now, just because it kind of is like pieces of the puzzle. All right, and I want to make sure I have all slices on this drop down here. So all slices, images only, and I'm going to click Save. And from that, I should basically have, this is from another previous tutorial, images. I have all my images now separate. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to basically send these to myself so that I can put them on Instagram, and I'll show you that next step on my phone. So we'll switch over to the phone and go from there. Okay, now you'll see here in my actual photo album, the photos were already showing up with the desired effect. Now this is only in the photo album of my phone. When I add this to Instagram, I do have to take note of the order. It's easier if you can try to save these in order, starting from the last, going from the final image back to the first. That means you should be able to get an effect like this on the screen. It'll make it easier for you to actually add these to your Instagram. So now if I switch to Instagram, I've got a little test profile here because I do want to post this, but I don't want to post on any of my actual profiles because I do want to zoom through this pretty quickly, just so that way you're not left waiting. So I'm on my Instagram profile. I'm going to add an image. And you see here, I've got all these images ready to go. I want to start with the last image and work backwards. So you see here, if I press this last photo on the end here, I go next. If I want to add effects, that's fine, go next. And obviously, I go through that process. I can write a caption if I want to and go from there. For the sake of the video, we'll zoom past that and hit share. And then we go through that process for pretty much all the photos. So I add again. And you'll see now, there's no information on my profiles because it's a test profile. I now have all the images on the grid create one big image, which is a very cool effect and not too difficult to do. You can even plan these out if you've got some time to add a little design to each image. But it's just a really cool effect and something worth having to play with if you want to have fun with it. So yeah, just a bit of fun. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you found it useful, please give it a like. If you have any other questions about doing things on Instagram, like with images, things like that, leave a comment below, let me know. Maybe I could do a video on it. Otherwise, if you like these videos, want to see more, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I hope to see you again soon. See you later.